They plan was to knock me out the top of the game, but I overstand they truth is all lame. I hold cannons that shoot balls of flame right in they fat mouth, then I carve my name.
Okay, last question, number 5. We're going to write a formula for this polynomial function in the graph. So this is kind of like the going backwards process, right? So what we're going to do first is identify where our horizontal intercepts are. Okay, so that would be at -2, +1, and +3. So let's write those down. Let's say this is x and this is f of x, okay? So x equals -2 is 1. Horizontal intercept, x equals 1, and x equals 3. So now we just look at, okay, I'm just going to draw a little box around each of the zeros. Okay, so for -2, it looks like this. We're going up like that, and it looks pretty linear, so it's probably just going to be x minus whatever our root is, so minus a -2, okay, and then to the power of 1. All right, now let's look at x equals +1. So this one right here, we have a graph that looks like this. Again, it looks linear, right? So we're just going to have x minus whatever our root was, and then to the 1 power. And lastly, we look at x equals 3. So our graph, again, it looks like a linear thing, okay? So we're just going to have x minus 3 to the 1 power. Okay, so if we stick these all together, we can get f of x is equal to, don't forget the coefficient, because we don't know it yet. That's our unknown coefficient. Then we have x minus -2, so x plus 2, basically, times x minus 1 times x minus 3. So we kind of just like squish them all together. Okay, and now what we're going to do is find a point on our graph that's not a horizontal intercept that we've already identified. Okay, and then we're going to plug them in for x and y and solve for our a. So let's pick one while our graph is still here. Let's say we just pick the vertical intercept. So this is 0, comma, +3. Okay, so let's try that on the next slide. So we have f of x is equal to a times x plus 2 and x minus 1 and x minus 3. That's a funny 3. Okay, so we're just going to plug in the point 0, comma 3. So we have 3 is equal to a times 0 plus 2 times 0 minus 1 times 0 minus 3. Okay, so on the right side we get a times 2 times -1 times 3, so that'd be a +3. So those 3's cancel out, and we just get that a is equal to a +1/2. Okay, so now we just plug that into our equation here, or our formula that we found, and we get the following answer. Okay, almost done, and then we have an x minus 3 at the end there. Okay, and that is it. And we can always check the overall, or like the long run behavior of the shape of our graph. So if we were to do that, remember our graph looks like this, right? Something like that. And we can see that from here, our leading term would be 1/2 x to the 3rd. And this is a positive in front, positive number in front, positive coefficient, and then we have an odd power. So this looks pretty correct to me, right? Okay, so that concludes the practice problems video for the section on graphs of polynomial functions. I hope that helps, and good luck on your homework.
Oh, 56, nigga, shut the fuck up. Fuck that nigga, run that back. Money.
Run that back, man.
What?
I gotta get hot, man. You gotta
run it back. Run it back? All right, run it back.